Everyway Woman, we talk about everything, including those difficult conversations that you have to have with your children. Today, Dr. Sherry Thomas is here to guide us through the conversation of birth control. Dr. Sherry, I'm going right in. I have a 17-year-old and a 15-year-old. How and when should I introduce birth controls to them?
I hope you've already talked to them if they're that age.
If I'm not, I'm behind the 8 ball.
Well, you are, yes. They've already heard it from their friends, and you really want them to hear it from you, and you want them, if they're thinking about becoming sexually active, you want them to stop, of course. I mean, every mother wants their daughter to be celibate until they get married, but that's not going to happen for many women. So get them the right information. Talk to them, get them to their primary care doctor, their gynecologist, so they can get the right information if they want to be sexually active. And
is there an appropriate age, though? I mean, should I 13, 10, 12? Is there a number?
You'll know. I mean, you know when they start asking questions. There's a lot of information in school. Make sure your daughter gets to have that information. You have to sign up for that. That's a special program. But also, just start talking to them. What do you want to know? Let's talk about it. This is what I knew. It's different now. You can ask me anything. There's so many different alternatives out there. But talk to them about it.
Now, as I'm talking, how do I introduce the various options out there? And how do we decide as a family with our physician what option would be best?
That's a great question. A lot of young women start and they have terrible cramping, irregular bleeding. And many times they see a gynecologist before 21 because of the heavy, painful periods. And sometimes they're put on contraception, not for birth control, but really to regulate their periods. So it's important to let them know you're not on that to not get pregnant. You're on it to slow down your periods and get you through this transition. But you need to understand there's also sexually transmitted diseases. So we need to talk about barriers with condoms. And that's a great time to start.
And you know, funny you should say that, because when I think about birth control, I thought about the pill, the IUD, the Nuvo ring. In my own mind, I never thought about condoms as birth control for women. I thought about it for a man, but not for women. So I think that that's an excellent thought. Let me ask you this. My daughter's 21 years old, let's use that, and she's on birth controls for 15 years. Is there any long-term risk associated with her being on birth control that long to her body?
Your daughter's 21?
I'm using that as an example. Let's say my daughter's 21 and she's on for 15 years.
Oh, she's on until she's 36.
Yes, exactly.
Right, she didn't start at 5.
No.
All right. So it turns out you can take birth control pills all through your periods. Mm-hmm. There's actually some benefits. The benefits are that you don't ovulate, you have more even estrogen, and it actually reduces your risk of ovarian cancer. Now, once you get into your 50s, you're going to want to think about switching that or changing. But many women that desire contraception are on birth control pills because they're easy. They're easy to start and stop. It's not like an IUD, you have to put it in, or some of the implants, or there's a diaphragm where you have to put it in. Okay, I've got the moment going. Let me run and put this in.
Okay, I don't even think I'm crazy, but let's say, for example, because I believe in the year 2014, there's no such thing as an accident. I don't believe there's anything such as an accident.
True.
A woman does not have to be pregnant if she doesn't want to be pregnant. But let's say I forget to take the pill for a couple of days. What can happen? Is there something that I can do? What should that process be?
Besides pray.
So help me.
Yeah. So if the first 2 weeks of your period, take the pill you missed right away, and then you may take the other one that night. Once you're on the 3rd day of missing it, you need to start a new pack.
Okay.
And really, that's important that you make sure for the future you start using condoms, because you need to have 2 forms going if you're not going to take the pill. And talk to your doctor. Hey, I'm not taking these pills. I need something else. Let me switch to an IUD. Let me switch to something I don't have to remember all the time.
So do I need to have 2 forms going if I'm have the Nuvo ring and a condom, or it's just...
Well, the Nuvo ring will protect you from getting pregnant, but it won't protect you from sexually transmitted diseases.
Okay.
So I recommend every woman out there, until you know what your partner's HIV status is, they're using a condom.
I know that's right. That's excellent feedback because I didn't think about that. Because we only think about not having the baby, but sexually transmitted diseases, and often we say it won't happen to us, right?
Oh, right.
Many of women have said that. So in closing, my daughter, I want to put her on the pill. Is there a dosage that she should start off with, or is there anything?
Low dose,
low
with
dose,
the
okay.
20 microgram. We've come down from the 60s where we gave them 50, and that caused a lot of clotting. So 20 micrograms is great, especially if you're under 150 pounds. But remember, let your daughter know, you still can get pregnant taking the pill faithfully every day. 1 out of 100 women do. So use the condom so that you don't get pregnant. You have 2 forms of contraception going on, and you reduce your risk of sexually transmitted diseases.
I really thank you for saying that, because it registered for me, and I'm sure it registered for our viewers, those 2 forms, not just the pill, but the condom. Protect yourself on both sides.
So guess what? That's the best thing to remember. Just don't have sex, darling.
Ladies, you can't take care of others unless you take care of yourself. We'll be right back with Every Way Woman.